Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be making some macaroni cheese or macaroni pie, whatever way you call it. I'm going to be doing it in the oven, so it's a baked macaroni cheese or pie. Let me know if you like my recipe, let me know if you make a similar recipe or what you even do and what you might change or something like that. But this is how I do mine, so stay tuned to see the steps. Okay guys, so these are some of the ingredients I'm going to be using to make my macaroni pie. Obviously we've got the macaroni. This is elbow pasta. So I bought this from Morrison's. It was in the world food aisle and they were 3 for £1. I like the way these pasta shapes are. They're called elbow. Over here in the UK, most macaronis are just quite long. So again, these are from Morrison's. They're in the world food aisle and they're usually 3 for £1, or I think they're 50p each, so a good price. So I'm using this. I've got some nutritional yeast to use. I've got some coconut milk. This is all natural coconut milk from Nature's Charm. Literally 100% coconut milk, no additives in there, no nonsense. I've got some spelt flour. This is to make my roux. I've got my cheeses. I'm using cocoa, deliciously mellow dairy-free alternative cheese, and I'm also using some applewood vegan cheese. I've got some butter to make my roux. I'm using the plant butter from Flora. This is the salted one. I've also got some more cheese, some Violife. This is the slices. And I've got some butternut squash. I already cooked this butternut squash. It was in the freezer. So all I need to do is blend it, or in this case, I might mash it with a fork as it's a small amount. But usually when I do, steam or boil my butternut squash, I will blend it after to make it into like a sauce consistency. And then this is the size of the dish I'm using. So again, it's a small amount, so I don't need to have that much butternut squash. So this is all my cheese. It's a mixture of the cocoa and the applewood, so it's all in there. This is all the cheese I need. Again, I'm only making a small amount. The butternut squash will give the macaroni cheese some color. If you want it to be a bit more bright yellow or that type of orangey color, you can add some ground turmeric. I don't usually use it all the time, but sometimes I do. And then to put on the top, I like to add some breadcrumbs. So I'm using some of these today. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of parsley. So what I'll do, I'll mix the nutritional yeast, breadcrumbs, and some parsley. So my hot water has been boiling in the pot for a while. I'm going to add some salt. That's enough. As I said, I'm only using that small dish, so I'm going to be using half the amount of this packet. This is a 400-gram pack of pasta. So while the pasta is cooking, let's start on making our cheese sauce and our roux. So to start off making the roux, I'm going to cut some of my butter. This is how the butter looks, the Flora butter, like normal butter. I'm using this much of butter. So the pan is hot. Add that in there. So this is 1 tablespoon of spelt flour. So just add that in there. And another one. They're quite heaped tablespoons. So that's 2 tablespoons of spelt flour in there. And then what we need to do is just mix it to make the flour cook. You can use a whisk or a fork. I'm using a spoon. So you can see how it's looking. Just keep stirring. Make that flour cook. I'm actually going to add 1 more tablespoon, but not a heaped, actual tablespoon. And just mix that in. That's better. This is how I want it. This is how I want it to look. May look a bit weird, but that's what I want. Remember to keep an eye on your pasta behind. Just keep stirring. Sometimes if you don't stir it, they start to stick together and get really hard. So just stir it around. There you go. So let this flour and butter cook for around 2 minutes. Once you're happy with it, get your coconut milk ready. So what I usually do while the butter and the flour are cooking, mainly the flour cooking, I'm just gonna mash my butternut squash. As I said before, if I did a bigger amount, I would put this in the blender to blend. But as it's only this much, there you go. I've mashed it and it's basically turned into like a puree. So that's fine. It's only a small amount I'm using, so I'm happy with that. Now what we need to do is open our coconut milk. So I'm just opening it now. Be careful, it can get a bit messy. This is how it looks inside. Hope you can see properly. That's how it looks. So we're not using the whole tin of this coconut milk. I'm going to start off by using around 1/4 first. And mix. It will get thick like this, don't worry. That's when you add more of your coconut milk. Just keep mixing, guys. This is full fat coconut milk, so it will get thick, but it's all good. We're gonna add a bit more, and that's enough. That's half the tin I've used there. Coconut milk gives the dish a lovely flavor. So it is quite thick. What I forgot to show you earlier is that I also use a non-dairy milk. So I'm gonna add some of this milk, cashew milk. I love cashew milk. So just add that in, and this will loosen the sauce. You can use oat milk if you want, you can use almonds. I mainly use oat or cashew milk, but it's completely up to you. So with the milk, use as much as you think is right. So you want to get the right consistency for your cheese sauce. And look how nice it's looking, you see? It's not thick as it was before. Make sure your fire is not too high. It's actually on low now. So next I'm gonna add in the butternut squash. Okay. I'm just gonna mix that in. The butternut squash is in there. Again, if I did put it in the blender, you wouldn't really see all these bits. It'll be a bit more smooth, but it's fine. It's gonna cook in the oven, so it's all good. Just check on the pasta, guys. I think it should be done now. Next, I'm gonna add some nutritional yeast. Let's start off by using, that's probably around 4 tablespoons there. Just mix that in. If you think like your sauce is too thick, you can add some more of your vegan dairy-free milk. If you want it a bit more loose, I'm happy with this. Remember to always taste as you go, okay? So it tastes cheesy already because of the coconut milk and the nutritional yeast. But we're gonna add some more cheese in here, people. And also we haven't added salt yet. So here's the cheese. I'm gonna just literally use my hand and add it in. So now we're officially making the cheese sauce. I like to save some to kind of sprinkle onto the macaroni as well before it goes in the oven, so I'm saving this much, okay? So we need to mix this in. Just mix and it will melt. It smells so good already. Okay guys, so I'm going to turn off the pasta. I'm happy with that. I'm going to let it sit for a bit. Another trick guys, if you want to add some of the pasta water, you can, because the pasta water is already seasoned with the salt, so you don't actually have to add salt into here. You can just use some of the pasta water. So let's do that. And it also makes your sauce, cheese sauce, a little less thick. Remember to taste as you go. Taste as you go, guys. So that tastes really nice and cheesy. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put a little bit of the turmeric. Just a sprinkle of turmeric. And mix it in. Add one more sprinkle. I also like to add lime into this. I feel like lime brings out more of a cheesy flavour. What I actually do guys, I get onion powder and I get lime, like the fresh lime, squeeze it, and it just brings out a really nice cheesy flavour. Yeah, so you can use onion powder or onion granules. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. Just sprinkle a little bit and mix that in. All right, I didn't have a lime in the fridge, but I have a lemon, so let's see if that works. This is my first time trying this, guys, so let's use a little bit of lemon. For all I know, lemon might work better than the lime, so there's no harm in trying. And there's only a little bit, you saw, right? I only squeezed a little bit of that lemon in there. Okay, so I'm going to just taste a bit of this. Yes, the lemon works well, but that is really nice. So here's my cheese sauce. It is thick, but again, I like it like this. If you want it to be a bit more loose, you can add more dairy-free milk, or you can even add more coconut milk, or you can use the pasta water. Okay, so let's turn off that. And the pasta's cooked, so I'm going to drain the pasta. So this is the pasta here, all done. I'm going to drain the pasta and then I'm going to mix it all together in my dish. Okay guys, so that was literally just the right amount of pasta I used. Look, I'm happy with this. If I use the whole bag, it will be too much pasta and it will probably overflow. So all the pasta's in here, the macaroni. So now what I'm going to do is add my sauce. So literally add all that sauce in there. Oh, so it's even quite a bit of sauce, but what we do, we mix it. Okay, mix it all together. Just add it all in, and then we just work with what we have to do. Make sure that the sauce is covering all of the macaroni at the bottom and everything. The first time I tried this recipe, I used too much of the applewood cheese and I found it a bit too smoky. So literally, if you get that whole applewood cheese that I showed you, I literally only used around 50 grams of it. and I used 1 whole packet of the cocoa cheese. I don't want it to be too smoky. It can be a bit overpowering, I find. So that's why I only used around 50 grams of the Applewood smoky cheese, because even only using that much, it still does give a really smoky taste. So if you don't like too much of a smoky taste, don't use even that much. Maybe use 25 grams, or just play with it, see what you like. So that's all of the sauce mixed in. Now I'm going to just sprinkle some of this on top like this. It's literally on top. This will melt so nicely. My oven is already preheated. I'm sure you can hear it in the background. So just try and get in all the corners like that. There's still a bit left in here, so what I'm going to do now is get my breadcrumbs. And I didn't even actually use this. Sometimes I would just get a slice of that and mix it into the cheese toast, but I didn't need any. So if you like to use multiple different cheeses, you can. I was going to use that, and I have before, and it's really nice, but I forgot. So I'm going to get some breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs here, put it in your hand and literally sprinkle on top like this. And then I also get some nutritional yeast and sprinkle on top like that. And then I like to get a little bit of parsley and this, literally this on top. Then I get the rest of that cheese and keep going again. This is just going to melt really nicely. And then that's it. Done. So that's it, guys. That's the macaroni cheese before it goes in the oven to bake. It looks lovely. So cheesy. Look at that. You see? So cheesy. So I'm going to put it in here for... What I like to do, I like to check my food while it's in the oven. I know you shouldn't, because you take out a lot of the heat from the oven when you keep opening the door. But I like to see how it looks. I like to see when it's bubbling. You know, when it gets that kind of golden color on top. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 40 minutes first. My oven is currently on 150. I'm going to put it to 175 right now. So the time is now 2:05. So it's going to go in for 40 minutes on the top shelf. And I'll check it at 2:45. Okay guys, so it's been 40 minutes now and it is sizzling away. It's looking good. When you start to get those brown edges around the rim, that's how you know it's cooking nicely. I'm going to put it in for another 10 minutes and then we're good to go. Okay guys, it's now been 10 minutes and I've taken it out of the oven and it is finished. So it looks lovely. It's got a bit of a golden top there. I love to see the edges looking like that. That's how I like my macaroni cheese, that kind of crispy edge. Alright, that's how it looks under. So I'm going to let this cool down a bit and I'll show you how it inside looks. Okay guys, so it's cooled down a little bit. It's still hot, but I'm going to just take some and put it on the plate to show. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How it looks. Lovely. My macaroni cheese, so nice and creamy under. We've got that crispy top. If you want it a bit more solid, you can just cook it for a bit longer. Maybe put it on the bottom shelf so the top doesn't burn and it will get much more solid and firm. But I am happy with this. I'm going to show you how it looks inside. This thing is still hot, so bear with me. There you go. That's how it looks. So good. Macaroni cheese. All vegan, 100% vegan. Okay, so let's do a taste test. Get some on the fork. So it is quite hot still, but let's blow. You know, I always start laughing and smiling when I eat my food, but this is good. It's creamy. Oh my gosh. Top is crunchy. You get the crunch from the cheese on top, but also the breadcrumbs. This is good. Guys, definitely try this out. The butternut squash just gives it a nice, you know, sweet taste. You know, sometimes with macaroni cheese you get that lovely sweet taste. That's what you get with this. But guys, seriously, I think you will definitely enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, so I'm gonna have this for my dinner later on today with some fried oyster mushrooms and probably some asparagus or a salad. But so easy. So if you enjoyed this recipe, guys, and this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely like it. Also subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos, more recipes, more food product reviews, just different things. But I hope you enjoyed this recipe, guys, and let me know if you like it in the comments below. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever time it is for you. Take care. Bye.